I think the Yemenis are just a pawn for the Trump team, who's trying to start a war with Iran. This attack on Yemen was completely unjustified. The Houthis had just been making threats to Israel if they didn't follow through on the ceasefire and allow humanitarian aid into the Palestinians, the people of Gaza, that then they would renew the attacks and shut down the Red Sea. They've honored the ceasefire agreement. They had not engaged in any other attacks. And here, the United States on its own decides to launch, bombing runs. And in the course of it, they've killed, I've heard at least 13 people. There are others have suggested as upwards of 100. But the United States murdered children. And that's exactly what it's murder. This is not incidental casualties. This is innocent blood that the United States has shed, and it really sickens me to see it. And so now Yemen's going to strike back. Reportedly, they've fired missiles 2 straight days at the USS Harry S. Truman, the aircraft carrier. Yeah. So I see no independent confirmation of that. You've not seen the U.S. Department of Defense come out and confirm it. Of course, they haven't denied it either. So I just don't know. We're not seeing any video images, nor are we likely to. But I'm sure that Yemen will respond and will retaliate if they haven't already. I looked at Perplexity AI. They say that the Houthis have shot down 30 MQ-9 Predator drones. Well, each one of those goes for at least $30 million a pop. So you were talking their minimum $390 million worth of U.S. technology shot down. Others have said that it's a much higher number, 15 to 18. Well, if it's 15, that's closing in on a $500 million. So, the Houthis have been having some effect in punching back at the United States. But all of this is, it's a distraction. This is the United States is doing this as a pretext to create justification for a military strike on Iran. It really appears to be that way, based upon listening to the comments of Rubio, Michael Waltz, Trump. This is not just about opening the Red Sea to freedom of navigation. It's beyond that. They're blaming this as the Iranian-backed Houthis, and that they're insisting that Iran supplied all these missiles. Maybe they did. I don't have any information one way or the other to dispute that or corroborate that. But the United States, the language that was released by the White House, and then you had a subsequent release on Friday. Before the bombing on Friday, you had the Institute for the Study of War put out this thing about Iran's building a nuclear weapon. This has been a neocon wet dream for years. They've been trying to go to war with Iran for at least the last 30 years. I think now they're going to do it. And if Trump falls into this trap, God, he didn't learn a damn thing from his first administration and the subsequent attacks on him. He had a real chance to be a genuine peace president, to bring peace to Ukraine, to bring peace to Gaza. But instead, man, he's fully in the pocket of the Zionist lobby. They got him bought and paid for. He's not an independent thinker on this at all. And the Zionists they start playing the accordion, and he starts dancing like a monkey. That's all. Trump is behaving like an organ grinder monkey. Is the best. I'm sad to say.
The war with Iran, Larry, by the way, has a broader issue. It's not just about the United States and Iran. You can consider all the Arab states together with Israel. You can see the you can see the waterways of Bab el-Mandab, and as we see the Red Sea that Houthis are controlling, and Hormuz in Iran.
Right.
They're close to Iran. How is Donald Trump prepared to do that? Is Donald Trump, because the way that he's fighting with Canada, Mexico, Europe,
Greenland,
and
Europe, yeah.
Greenland, Panama, and sending troops to Panama. Right now, they wants to fight Iran and Houthis. What is the economy that he was talking about?
Yeah, no, he's people are looking for stability, predictability, peace, and I mean he's lost his damn mind. It's this chest thumping, bombast, threatening. That's always been a part of him, but he kept insisting, campaigning on the concept that he was going to be Mr. Peace. Well, he's not, and it's going to provoke violence in Panama. The United States has no business controlling the Panama Canal. It hasn't been an issue. And Trump isn't paying attention to the fact that Iran, right now, I think we're coming up to the conclusion of the annual joint naval military exercise that Iran has with Russia and China. Now, it's interesting. You go on, you search the internet and say, this is the fifth time they've run this exercise. Okay, here we are in 2025. So go with me. The first exercise was 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. Okay, Nima, math quiz. How many is that?
No.
Is that 5?
No.
No, that's 7. They've been doing this, they've had 7 exercises now. And so what the concept of doing those joint exercises means, there are contingency plans in place for China and Russia to come to Iran's aid militarily in the event of an unprovoked attack. And I think that's actually where we're headed. That, reportedly some of these jets that hit targets in Yemen came out of Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Qatar. If that's true, then you can anticipate that Yemen may start firing back at those countries. Al Udeid Air Force Base in Qatar is a big fat target. Wouldn't be surprised to see that hit. But if Washington labors under, in my view, the false belief that Iran is weak and can't protect itself, and that the United States is the strongest military in the world, and we can do whatever we want, and we'll just really hurt them. I anticipate that if the United States is foolish enough to try to launch attacks into Iran, just as Israel did on October 27th, I believe it was, that you may wind up seeing some U.S. aircraft shot down inside Iran. And then all of a sudden you got U.S. pilots being held as prisoners of war. This is getting potentially very dangerous again. We had sort of an opening for peace. Now, Trump did reportedly send a letter to President Pezeshkian offering to initiate talks. And the Iranians have said that they're considering the offer, but against this offer, they're getting these threats. So Iran has suffered as a result of the sanctions, but I don't see Iran caving and cowering in fear before this. I think they're preparing to fight back if necessary.